What's happening, Brighton? The short answer is a lot. The long answer is this podcast. What's Up, Brighton is a show dedicated to the community we all love.
Hosted by Roger Burnett, Eric Meldrum, and Coach Mark Howell, this podcast will feature news, issues, and discussions impacting Livingston County and celebrate the people who make our slice of Michigan go and grow. This is What's Up, Brighton. You know, I just woke up here. I'm not. Did we have a party last night? I just woke up this morning and was like, oh, it's Friday. And I was just at the studio. I don't know if it's muscle memory.
Candy coma.
Maybe.
Are you in a candy coma? Did you go trick-or-treating last night?
Did you see downtown last night? It was the single coolest thing. Other than the Gilmore Girls, separate. As far as like the locals, that was so cool.
They showed up?
There were people everywhere.
That's
it
cool.
Was, if you're...
Yeah, we were looking at memories on Facebook, actually, and I think it was like 2018. There was like trick-or-treating downtown.
Oh.
Like, we went on the bridge, and there was like these little stations that I remember, and Brandon was like, do they do that anymore? I'm like, I don't know.
No.
I don't think I've seen it in a few years.
Uh-uh.
I mean, obviously, 2020 happened, and we're not going to see anything like that, but...
No, but man, I was driving. I came around the bend at the railroad tracks by Wooden Things right there. And when you come around the bend after the little industrial row, there's houses.
Yep.
And there were people sitting out on the porches, and there was a dead perfect Joker.
Really? I saw a lot of Jokers.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But not the new, like like Dark Knight Joker, like with the purple suit, and was so. And I have a historical affinity for Halloween. We used to throw.
I thought you were going to say Batman because I share that.
That too. Oh, no. Those two things go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Because to me, the Caped Crusader is sort of the best of all costumed superheroes, if you think about it.
The best.
Because
hands down.
Nobody his
competes.
costume that actually is what makes him who he is, unlike everybody else who has a power and just wears a costume.
Dude, we could have a completely separate episode on this alone, as Batman is the best superhero ever. I think people would love that, but or argue that. So
in the meantime, what's up, Brighton?
What's happening?
Welcome to episode 39 of the program. As you can see, we're just two guys talking today because I don't know if you guys remember this, but last show somebody got a little PO'd.
Yeah,
a little ticked off.
He was a little bit. Empty seat. So
I haven't really even heard from him.
I haven't heard from him either.
It's kind of like I'm trying not to take it personally. Like, I thought we were just making jokes. And all of a sudden, you could just kind of see his temperature rising a little bit.
The seat's open. He's not kicked off the show.
No.
He's welcome back whenever he wants.
That's right.
Maybe he just needed some time to cool down.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Hey,
you guys riled him up about these ducks and all this Jeep talk. Like, he was just had enough.
He had enough. So I hope he's going to show up when we tally up everything for Pizza Royale.
He better.
I mean, that would be bad form if I was raising money for him, you were raising money for him, and then just because ducks got in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Ducks should never come before pizza.
Sorry, man. Your ducks got in the way.
Ducks never come before pizza.
No.
I mean, in the world order, nowhere ever should ducks and pizza even be anywhere close to one another.
Did I ever tell you the story about how I got served duck?
No.
Yeah, that's not we don't ever see that on the menu.
No.
It was
very rare.
Yeah, but it is an absolute delicacy.
It is an absolute delicacy when done properly.
And I wanted nothing more than to have a duck in China when I was there on business.
Sure.
And I actually just lied. I did not get even served duck. Here's what's coming. I ordered duck. And they said, we don't have any ducks. I said, okay, well, you guys order because that's the only thing that I wanted, because I knew it was going to be this like golden roasted duck. It was just the presentation that really impressed me. Mm-hmm. I really didn't even want it, to be honest with you.
I wanted to experience the duck.
Yeah, I just wanted
not necessarily to eat it.
The presentation was cooler than anything. And so the server was like, yeah, we don't have any ducks. And then they spoke in Chinese for a little bit, and I don't speak Chinese, so I had no idea what they were saying. And then the guy who I was with translated to me. He's like, well, they don't have duck, but we're good. We got something else all set. I'm like, cool. I didn't order a thing on the menu. Don't really care. food just comes to the table, and then it's family style. You just eat.
Sure.
And so out comes all the dishes, and this golden thing that I thought was duck shows up at the table. And I'm like, I thought you said they were out of duck. And everyone's like, try, try the food.
Oh boy.
So I'm like picking at it, like eating it. Like, how is it? I'm like, yeah, it's good. Yeah. Tastes like chicken.
I'm trying not to eat enough of it to have an opinion.
Yeah. And when I visit there for work, I did not eat. Like, I stuck to rice. I did not want to get sick. Everyone told me, like, don't eat the street food, don't eat anything. And this was like a decade ago. So
Sure.
like I just learned my lesson. So I turned to the guy and I'm like, hey, I thought you said they were out of duck. Like, where'd this come from? And he goes, oh, this is duck's cousin. This is goose.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
Like, can you imagine if you see a goose on the menu at an American restaurant? We're all like, yeah, absolutely not. Like, it's a dirty bird.
Tonight at Stillwater, goose gumbo.
Yeah. Goose gumbo.
Sell out.
Put it on the menu.
Sorry. I don't see it happening.
I mean, people get weirded out when they see it. We were just talking in the lobby, like talking about venison.
Venison.
Do you see venison on a menu somewhere and be like, oh, that's gross. Like, it's
right?
Totally normal. But goose, I will say, I'm on that camp. Like, not one you see very often.
It would be such an easy way to rid ourselves of such a terrible problem that we have here in this county.
Anyways, how do we get on that topic?
You just remembered that duck thing one time because Mark hates ducks and now he's not here and we miss him, I guess is what it really comes down to at the end.
Yeah.
Coach Mark.
But he's welcome back.
Coach Mark thinks the chair will always be open for you, Bubba. Don't ever worry about that. But in the meantime,
what else is going on?
Yeah, what else is going on? It's been a transitory week. It is definitely fall.
We are in November.
Without
it's
question.
November 1st.
And we got that quintessential, hey, we're going to fool everybody into thinking that we're not just going to sock you in the face with some cold rain. And then lo and behold, cold rain.
A little chilly today.
Chilly.
I will say trick-or-treating yesterday was pretty pleasant.
I think that had a lot to do with why downtown was the way it was.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I mean, last year we were getting snowed on. The year before that, I think it was rain or vice versa. Flip-flop those two.
Yep.
But I just remember like this week leading up, 70 degree weather.
It was amazing. I golfed in shorts.
Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful.
Fantastic. So what did the kids dress up as?
Taylor Swift.
Both
Taylor Swift. And, they got these different eras,
Okay.
The Eras tour. So one of our youngest was, I'm terrible at this.
I'm proud of you for even trying.
I know what she wore. I don't know what era she was.
Did they stay chronologically correct? Did the older pick a older ago Taylor Swift and the younger?
No, because the oldest was actually, now that I'm speaking out loud about this, the oldest was not even an era.
Oh,
she was the Taylor Swift going to a Chiefs game. She had on a Chiefs sweatshirt.
Okay,
snow beanie.
Nice combo.
Yeah.
Very topical.
It was
relevant.
Very fashion forward, very her style.
All right.
She looked adorable. And the youngest was, she had like the 20, I think she was the 22 era.
Okay.
So she had the sparkling hat on, 22 hat.
Yeah.
And a t-shirt that said, a lot going on over here.
Nice.
Which was hysterical. And they both had this bright red lipstick on. They're 6 and 8.
Sure.
So like they're just adorable.
They were a whole nother world for them. They were like the make believe that they actually could live out in real life for one day.
Yeah.
So tell me about the kids. Like candy is such an amazing, like we could legit do a whole episode on like the family dynamic between the kids and the adults and what happens when candy shows up in the house. Right. So like we were always, what made it fun for us was what the kids liked was not what we liked and vice versa. So when they would come in with a haul, most of the time I didn't have to go with the heavy dad tax and be kind of like the government and go get it.
Dad tax on it.
Well, that's just, to annoy them. But then when it got down to strict negotiations, it almost became like a poker match, right? Because they would pass off all the chocolate in favor of the Skittles and the Laffy Taffy.
Okay, so they wanted the fruity. You guys like the chocolate.
100%. So it was a natural marriage.
Yeah.
How does it happen in your household?
Well, Mila loves the fruity candy. She loves chocolate too, but she likes the fruity candy. Like she'll gravitate towards Sour Patch Kids, Skittles, Starburst, right? Anything fruity. And then Chloe is 100% chocolate.
Oh, see?
100% chocolate. She loves anything chocolate. But what we do in our house is a little bit different. We still let them have candy, but we have this thing called the switch coming
Oh.
in. It's kind of the newer thing. Like we just trick them and say like, hey, the switch is coming and they're going to take all your candy and you can trade it in for something a little bit because we don't want to eat all that shit.
Right.
I don't want to eat all this candy.
I see.
And
A pre-negotiated exit strategy. This
we have
is
a
brilliant.
pre-negotiated exit strategy. So we tell them beforehand, hey, we're going to go do all the fun stuff, go trick-or-treating. But really anything with like red dye in it or any of the dyes, we try to like just boot that out. Like maybe one Twizzler, but like, I'm just like, you can't have any of that.
Those can come to Uncle Roger anytime.
They can come
The
to you.
Twizzlers are welcome at my home. Anytime you would like to send them my way.
So we try to get all that stuff out. But then we let them, keep 5 pieces. Right. So we went to the trunk or treat. Well, we have like 3 different trick or treating things that we go to.
Okay. So not like 5 in their whole collection. That time they got 5.
That time they got 5. So we go to the trunk or treat.
Right, so you're not just a miserable ogre of a father.
No,
but close.
But close. We keep pretty close. Pretty close. And so we pre-negotiate that and we say, hey, the switch is coming. They traded everything in yesterday for a toy.
Nice.
So they got a toy. They got home, dumped their candy on the floor, and they're like, let's sort it all. And then let's figure out, like, they got excited about it. Like, we make it try to be fun. Like, hey, you're going to take all this crap that you just got and you're going to trade it in for something way cooler. Right?
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to decide, could we put the over under on the number of years that each of these children are going to still love their father until they come to realize exactly what trickery has been played upon them.
It's trickery. A public display of trickery. It's like, there's no hiding that. They know. Like, we tell them, like, you're not eating all that candy. Absolutely not. There's no freaking way.
So to me, I think what it would encourage is just this amazing short-lived binge burst of mass candy eating until it got pulled away from me.
They do try to do that while they're trick-or-treating.
I'm sure.
Like,
eating in the aisle.
Can I have a piece of candy? Have 1, 2, okay, 3. Okay, like last night they had like 5 pieces of candy, and the last one was like at 7:30. I'm like, your bedtime's like 8:30. So
do you see a correlation when you let them have candy like that? Does it? Can you?
100%,
You can.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, and how does it manifest?
I'll take it a step further, and I talk about the red dyes.
Sure.
And anybody watching, like, I don't know if you've seen this in your kids or heard of these things, but like, there was actually an illustration done of a kid who was drawing, just quiet time, and he was drawing a picture. And the picture was just of mom, dad. It was a normal picture. You'd see like stick figure kids, like, hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a picture that kid drew after he had some candy with red dye in it. And it was like this mess of a jumble. Like if you can find that like illustration and put that up in the episode, just you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. I mean, it's night and day. It's like almost like a schizophrenic person or
Jekyll and Hyde, right?
Jekyll and Hyde, like, dude, there's scribbling all over the page. It's like there's like rubbing,
aggressive,
like, very aggressive.
Yeah.
And then so we 100% notice that with our kids, like when they eat junk, their behavior reflects it.
Yeah.
So we've just tried to like get all of that stuff out of, and you're on a strict diet when you do your 75 hard.
Yeah.
And you notice the difference, like
100%.
when you have different foods, it affects you a different way.
Ridiculously so, in ways that until you're really paying attention. So we had a similar situation with our granddaughter this past April for Easter. She's 2. And the Easter bunny came and gave her left eggs with sweet treats in them. And it's a manageable number. But our granddaughter really doesn't get any sweets like that.
Yeah.
And she was running around in circles inside the house. And I think she was equivalent miles per hour to your average NFL running back. She was just getting after it around the circle.
I can see it.
And there was absolutely no other stimuli. The Easter bunny in the costume, I'm certain, did not cause what we saw. It was she consumed a stimulant and it had a direct impact on her body, and she was asleep 90 minutes later for 4 hours.
Just
It was
crashed, just like
astonishing to watch.
peaked. You put a diabetic tracker on her, like glucose tracker on her. See, there's just freaking massive spike, and then boom,
Okay.
hits the floor. Like,
Right.
obviously, like every parent has their own story, for that, and to each their own, but like,
yeah.
there is a lot of truth to the fact that the amount of junk and processed foods that we're eating right now is like out of control.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just like, are you or a loved one struggling with the effects of a stroke? The Oxford Center in Brighton, Michigan offers a cutting-edge alternative stroke treatment that can help stroke victims even years after having a stroke. Our approach combines traditional medicine with evidence-based alternative therapies, including hyperbaric oxygen therapy. This advanced treatment involves breathing pure oxygen in a specialized environment that can stimulate the growth of new blood vessels and promote healing in the brain. We also offer physical therapy and speech therapy programs to help patients regain their strength, coordination, and ability to communicate. Contact the Oxford Center today at 248-486-3636 or visit the website at oxfordcenter.com to learn more about the alternative stroke treatment options, including hyperbaric oxygen therapy. That's 248-486-3636 or visit oxfordcenter.com. It's crazy to me.
This is why having Elise in town with all of her freeze-dried candies that are natural and not as terrible for you as you might.
Well, the
get
candies are still terrible for you, but
like her bananas,
the bananas,
the mangoes,
mangoes, that all
money,
dude.
That was such a great episode.
I was taking out. I took those home. She's like, I take them all home. I'm like, I love these pickles. I love these mangoes.
Pickles
like,
were money.
These are great.
100%, right?
Yeah.
So there are alternatives. It's just like everything else. It takes work.
Yeah, in moderation.
It's not made easy to be found. It is not inexpensive. These things all contribute to why most of us choose to just go get Reese's Cups because those are amazing.
They're great. Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not trying to sit here and be a hypocrite as I'm drinking bourbon.
Okay, well, this is what I was about to say.
Like, I live by the 80-20 rule.
Sure.
80% of the things I consume and the things that we do, are within what I would consider healthy, natural, organic. But dude, listen, live your life. Like, indulge a little bit. Like, I'm not going to stop eating ice cream, right? I know it has sugar in it.
No.
I know it's processed.
Yeah. Moderation.
Okay, but I'm not going to eat it every single day.
Makes it fun. I know I'm being bad just for this little bit. Okay, so this brings me to sort of the next piece of what I wanted to talk about when it comes to Halloween. So one of the other trends that I've been witness to, and I wondered if you're in your travels, you were this amazing revelation on Halloween that the parents should be able to get involved. And the fact that people, sure, if not that, but the fact that parents are like, here's the candy for the kids and here's the beers for the parents. I got a fireball for you if you'd like one. Like, that adds a very cool element of like, it's not just for the kids anymore. It's kind of for us too. And I'm totally down with that.
Yeah, I'm totally down with it. I mean, it's a party. So this year we kind of switched it up and we went to downtown Plymouth because my niece is now 1. So we took her trick-or-treating for the first time.
Yeah.
She was Cher.
I'm sure. That's so cool.
Not Cher like the music person, Cher from Clueless.
Oh.
So she had on the yellow checkered outfit.
Yeah.
A lot of parents were like, there was this one lady who was like, oh my God, that outfit is amazing. And she was like bowing to her.
So she won Halloween, the 1-year-old won.
She won Halloween. It was great. But downtown Plymouth, I don't know what Brighton was like, but downtown Plymouth, like the parents do it up just like that. Like every single house had some sort of like neighbor theme or there was like a shared fire pit going on.
Yeah.
So they had fire pits in their front lawn. There was one house that had a fire pit and the neighbors were rolling out of the house with like plates of chicken, mashed potatoes. Like it was a full on, like,
it was a tailgate.
It was a tailgate.
It was a full-blown tailgate.
Full-blown tailgate.
I love it.
So
they had catering.
Yeah. And I was totally expecting to go up and be like, where's the beers? Right. We didn't get offered a lot of like fireball shots, but there was some houses out there like, help yourself. Like we got snacks in the back. We got this and that. They had buffets of food out there. Like help yourself. I'm like, this is great.
I needed to walk 9 miles to get the calories out that I consumed that evening. I just like, to me, we're in a difficult position. We have all of the things that you've heard me say about what makes where I live great, but I live on a dead end street and we don't get any.
Yeah.
We legitimately, in the 20 years we've lived there, we've got less than 20 people knock on our door for candy.
Oh, that's
And
like
that's
it's like our neighborhood.
instances which included years where we went up to the road, built a fire, and like pushed the idea of we want to be a part of the Halloween tradition because of our history of having. We used to host like juried costume parties at our house when the kids were younger. And as we've gotten older, as the kids have gotten older and moved away, we've lost that entire thing.
Yep.
So for me to have that opportunity to go downtown Brighton and sort of get to see that all over again, knowing that I've got grandkids on the way and that like the whole circle maybe going to be restarting anew when Brighton is going through this metamorphosis of getting younger families with younger kids into downtown, which is a big, what I saw last night were so many strollers.
Yep.
Strollers, like tons of strollers.
Yeah, I see strollers all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
So that tells you what you need to know, right? About those are the people in the neighborhood that are now the young families that are probably going to be doing this in much the same way as you're saying. It's just the people in Plymouth that probably lived next door to each other for 15 years.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and there was a lot of houses that didn't even pass out candy.
Yeah.
There were some houses with some political signs on the front yard that I didn't care to go up to.
Sure.
As well.
Right. You had to be choosy.
Yeah. I'm like, why do you have that out here on Halloween? Like, just ask me not to come to your house. But I will say where I grew up, that was like, I grew up in Metro Detroit, St. Clair Shores, so everything was side streets,
Sure,
everything was
yeah.
perpendicular. It's like a
Yeah,
grid.
you can do volume.
Right. Oh yeah. Like you hit a house, like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Every
So
45 seconds.
We used to run out and it was like speed.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, how many houses can we hit? How many blocks can we get? How many bags of candy can we fill up?
Which one of us is going to steal somebody else's bag? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just
No,
like,
that
this
never
kid, take his bag. But when we moved here, that was kind of the same thing. Like we had high hopes. Like my wife's neighborhood when she was growing up was the neighborhood that,
Everybody
people would
came
go to. And
Yeah.
there was tons of families, it was in Flint Township. So when you think of that, like, oh, okay, like probably not a lot of neighborhoods out there, but she was one of the premier neighborhoods where a lot of trick-or-treating was going on. So we both had that, like, oh, we're going to move here and our neighborhood's just going to be full of kids. Like we were dead wrong. I think the first year we moved in 2016, we set a Costco bag of candy out. We're like at the front door. We have our Mila, who was like, an infant. She was not even like a year old. We had just moved in. Like that was the Halloween party.
Oh, yeah.
And I got the house ready because it was Halloween. We were hosting a Halloween party. So I finished everything. Like you want to get stuff done in your house, just host a party. Like that's the God of that truth. So we had this Costco bag of candy that we set out. And I think we got a total of like 2 trick-or-treaters.
See?
The whole entire night.
Such a bummer.
And then we talked to the neighbors the next day. I'm like, what happened? Like, well, all the families have moved on. Like this neighborhood was built in the mid 90s. And a lot of the people who raised their families here, now it's 2016, do the math, they're now in college,
Yeah.
right? These are the empty nesters,
Right.
People that have been there since the beginning of the sub, they raise their families and now they're on to their empty nester phase. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. And when you look around, Brighton, a lot of those neighborhoods are like that.
Yeah.
Started getting a really heavily developed in the early 2000s. So we're now starting to hit that pivotal point where neighborhoods are turning over.
Right.
A lot more neighborhoods, especially, we see a lot more people coming into downtown,
Right.
wanting to be there. So it makes sense, right? When you really look at it. But what happened, I think, with the trick-or-treating, and I was talking to another, one of my friends the other day because we were doing the trunk or treat at our kids' school. And I was like, didn't trunk or treat start because of like inner city crime and like all that stuff? Like, I'm pretty sure that's how trunk or treat started. Like neighborhoods that were like, hey, it's not really safe to go door to door. We're just going to meet in a parking lot and you can dress up and come get candy from all the people that are here voluntarily that are like good people. It's like,
want you to be safe
so
and have some candy.
Exactly. You're going to a safe area. And now trunk or treats become this like thing, which I think is taken away from the neighborhood.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Trick or treating.
I'm with you on that. It really becomes more dependent on like what kind of production can I get out of my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right. Because if I can just go hang out with my friends instead and have the kids get a reasonably similar amount of candy, that's winning times two.
Right.
Right. And while I may agree with you to a certain extent with respect to trunk or treating's origins, I also realize that part of what makes it hard to collect candy in places like our county is if you don't live in the dense areas, it takes like 4 and 5 minutes to get from house to house.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
we have to give those people a more centralized location. And usually it's their church,
Mhm.
right? That says, hey, come on, we'll just do this here in a central location and make it easier for everybody. So, I mean, the social aspect to me, it's like it's winning twice now because downtown has become attractive enough to the people that are downtown that I don't see how that stops being a thing.
No, it should never stop being a thing.
No.
Because that's the most walkable. I'm 100% agree with you. Like, I'm not taking my kids to a neighborhood that has, 3/4 acre lots or
Right.
acre lots. Is like, what are we doing here?
Well, and
Like-
that's why like Oak Point versus Oak Point Villas are the condos. So that's where all the kids are.
There you go.
But if you walk around like on the main drag, it's just the houses are too far apart for the kids. So
Great area to live in, but
not so much for that.
not a great walkability
No.
for trick or treating.
No.
Yeah.
No. So it's fun. Let's play Nostradamus here for a second.
Nostradamus. All right,
Nostradamus.
I'll play along. What do we got?
Tunnel of lights on the Tridge.
Well, supposedly we're supposed to be getting them back.
We need to be predicting the date here. We might even want to like put a gentleman's bet on this thing.
Well, I mean, I was told that we're putting our Christmas tree up, like now that Halloween's
Soon?
over, like this weekend.
Okay.
It's coming up.
So then this has got to be any moment now.
Yeah, and I'm like, is it too early? That's a whole debate within itself. Do you put your Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving
No.
or after Thanksgiving?
Yes.
You're an after Thanksgiving?
Absolutely.
100%.
Without
See,
fail.
our family is 100% before Thanksgiving.
And
But I'm just where I'm at right now is like we just got done with Halloween, and now this weekend we want to put Christmas decorations up. I'm like, I need a little bit of a breather.
yeah.
I need like a weekend.
Yeah.
I'm all for putting it up before Thanksgiving.
Huge advantage. The weather is usually still good.
The weather's good.
That's the major advantage to putting your stuff up early is you don't, because here's the thing, no matter when you put it up, it's going to suck when you take it down.
Yeah.
So
for
if
sure.
you get
Unless
it
you
up
just wait
sooner
until the spring.
or that, but if you can get it up earlier, then it's only one of the two times was it just sheer misery.
Yeah.
But if you do it late and you wait, then it's like, this was just, and it'll even impact how much you put up in reality in a lot of ways. Unless you call Clark Griswold's Lighting. That's a plug that nobody paid for, but.
There you go. I'll collect the check from him.
Right? I'm just saying, unless you pay somebody.
Yeah, unless you pay somebody. And, even then, people are putting, I think, less and less Christmas lights up,
Yep.
nowadays.
It's expensive.
Well, it's
It's
expensive to hire somebody, but it's
light
expensive.
bills too.
It's expensive for the first time because I've looked into it. It's expensive for the first time. You make the investment, you buy the lights, and then once you own
You've done
them,
the analysis.
once you own them,
shocked.
then you're like, oh yeah, shocking. I got a spreadsheet. Like,
No, actually, by year 3, we're pretty good.
it's a break even. It's a break even. Your ROI in year 3 is basically 0.
Because we're gonna assume the kids are old enough to be our labor force. So
Yeah. So you can get that. But I'm with you. Like I don't know. Weekend after Halloween, it's just too early.
okay, but I want to recall, and perhaps we can go into the Wayback Machine and see if we can find the episode where we said, would it not be amazing if there wasn't a way for us to aggregate last year's photographs and be able to put them in a place that, while the Tridge is up, also is like, come find your picture from last year.
That would be cool. How do we do that?
I don't know. Actually, my original thought was, and if you go back to said episode, which I don't remember it is, I said we should do the mural on the side of the pound as those photographs.
Interesting.
Now, that would make it more difficult.
Doesn't somebody paint that?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it
Pretty
out there.
realistic paintings.
It literally looks like it's a print that somehow gets transferred onto the wall.
It might be a print.
So, stands to reason you wouldn't necessarily be able to get the up close with it being way up on the side of the wall like that.
No, but you know what would be cool is if they had it on the side of Cooper Brinkley, where they have the welcome.
See,
right there.
We can make that phone call happen.
That would be great. Because Barb was like the one who started
100%.
that.
All right. So we should probably go make a stop when we're done with the show. Go talk to Barb, see if we can make that happen.
See if we can do that. Okay.
And come up with, because what a great way if there was a way to sort of like wrap it around when this is all going to happen, which I don't know when it's going to happen, and by the time the show releases, this may have been just a giant waste of space.
It may already be up.
But there you have it. So I think that's a good one.
Keep an eye out for the tunnel of lights.
Keep a good one out. Yeah.
Keep an eye out for the tunnel of lights, and holiday festivities are coming around us.
And enjoy your venison. And
let's take a poll. Okay, we want to hear from you.
Oh.
Okay. Let me know if your Christmas decorations before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving.
Got it.
I gotta know.
Got it.
I gotta see where people stand on this.
Yep. The people will have spoken.
Drop it in the comments. Let us know.
I like it.
Yep.
I like it. Well, I think that's it. That's all. That's everything. 39.
39.
39. I love it. We are getting an explosion in subscribers. I don't know if you've noticed that, but
oh yeah,
it's like triple digits. We're over 100 subscribers now,
we're just keep putting the coins in the machine. We're gonna be here.
Super
One
fun.
thing you can count on us for is just consistency. We're not going anywhere. We're just gonna keep showing up. All right?
The bourbon is delicious.
And by the way, I've gotten like 5 more reach outs for people that they want to be.
Okay.
I got people are watching the show and like, hey, I heard you say you wanted some guests on the podcast.
Yeah.
So those things are working.
Hot dog. All right.
I love it.
So that's neat. So if you've not yet, what's up? Let's go. Hit that little button. Share it around. Come on. Let's share the love. We're getting to the end of the year. People are going to start dialing it back on the hard work that they do. Generally speaking, they're going to start watching a little extra content. Keep themselves a little busy. Yeah. Black Friday has its typicals. Everybody's on their phone all day long. So if you can put this in front of them, there's now 39 episodes that somebody could acquaint themselves with all of the topics that you and I and Coach have covered around what it means to live here.
What it means to live here. That's a good one.
And to me, maybe somebody else is doing better. If they're doing better than us, tell me. But in the meantime, consume our content and let us know how we're doing. I challenge you to do it. Black Friday. Let's talk.
Let's see how many people are watching to the end as well. If you've made it this far in this episode, I want you to put in the comments right now, where is Mark? where is Mark? In the comments.
So the poll and the where is Mark. And this is good. This is how we're going to test.
Thanksgiving, before or after for Christmas. And then just comment, where is Mark? Let us know you're watching.
That's it, man. Until next time, this is Roger signing out.